Okay, how's it going, everybody? I recently got this Minolta Freedom 2 memory maker. Now, I ran Kentmere 100 in this camera just to give it a little test to see how uh, um, I needed a cheap film. This is something new to me, so I needed a cheaper film, so I went with the Kentmere. Seemed to be a cheaper film to use. However, I found some discrepancies, so I decided to shoot some 400 triax inside this camera as well. And as my suspicions were confirmed, the Kentmere 100 was a little inferior. It was spotty at best. Every other frame, although shooting at the same spot, I would shoot two frames in a row. One would be blown out and the other one would be blurry, or else one would be blurry and the other one would be crisp. Now, when it does give you good results, the results are great. They really are. I love 100 speed. But when I shot the Triax in here, the 400 Triax, I'm not a big fan. Everybody's a fan of the Triax, the 400 Triax by Kodak, and I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not a big fan of grain, but yet I love the actual act of shooting film. Which wants me to stay away from digital. So I think what I have in my other camera right now is I have the T-Max, the Kodak T-Max 100, and I'm going to give that a shot. I think that's going to be great for me. In anticipation of that, I just ordered a 10-pack of it, and it's expired. So that should be another interesting twist on this film that I have coming in. Yes, this little compact camera is really good, actually. You can select the ISO 100, 200 on the top, or 400, so you can select your speed, and I actually still have it marked from when I did to make sure that I remembered what film was in which camera, because for now I have a total of 3 Minolta Freedoms. I have a Freedom 50, a Freedom 2, and a Freedom 2 memory maker, so that's where I'm at right now. I'm testing out films to make sure that I have what I like. The reason I'm outside today is because it's a beautiful day and I decided to do this outside, rather than sit inside with all the echoes and stuff. And the wind died down a little bit. It was nice and breezy today too. But what I recently received is, it's a Pentax, the IQ Zoom 160. Okay, now it was given to me by a friend, and because they had to switch over from film to digital, and they actually purchased a couple of Leicas. And funny thing about this camera, when I received it, the original receipt from 1998 was still in the bag with it, and at the time of purchase they purchased it for $298. And it's like, wow. So they purchased this for $298. If I look on eBay right now to buy it, unfortunately, and sad as it is, it goes for $19.99. So when technology moves, everything that's left behind is, it just gets dumped in price. And so, but it's my good fortune, and I have right now inside here, I think I have my last roll of Kentmere that I just want to get rid of. Right now I have 5 film cameras that have unfinished film rolls in them. And so my goal over the next few days is to finish those rolls. So I'm going to insert the photos from the Kentmere and the photos from the 400 Triax, so you can see the difference in them, and so you can see for yourself why I'm making the decisions that I'm making. I like low grain, but I don't want digital. I love doing the process of film, shooting film, developing film, scanning it, and I love the process, but I don't really care for too much of the high grain. Now, it's going to be an adjustment for me to figure out which box speed to use, when to push it, when to pull it. So that's all on me. So I don't want to make any snap judgments about the film types themselves until I have that part of the process down. And once I understand that the Tri-X needs to be in a little bit of a lower light than I shot it in from this Freedom 2 memory maker. I shot this midday at a Union Canal Tunnel Park here in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. And so the shots that I took going through the trails where there was shade, they turned out nicer than the ones when I shot this tractor that was in the field in the open sun. And so, like I said, once again, it's going to be a matter of knowing when to shoot, what speed, at what time, with the compact camera. Now, with my Canon FT, I can make the adjustments myself for that. And so I can't give any excuses as to why that would come out wrong. It's just relying on the box speed for the compact cameras. And so that's an area where I need to be a little more cautious of, and that's an area where I need to be a little more observant. And so they say compact cameras, oh, they do all the work for you. No, you actually do have to pay attention and do it right, which I found out with these two films. However, I'm going to try to get a medium speed type, which is the 400, but I want to do it in the T-Max and see how that turns out, if that turns out a little better for me. If I need to do it a little later in the day, a lot of the time my free time is in the middle of the day. And in the mornings, it's really not a great time for me. To be honest, I'm just too slow to get up and out, and so yeah, that's going to be on me. So, but anyway, so let me put these photos up here so you can see the difference between the two. And if you're interested in shooting compacts, maybe you can get a better idea. Or if you are used to shooting compacts, and already have a better idea, I am open for suggestions. I am open for any kind of criticisms, be it flat out calling me an idiot or flat out trying to help me. I'm open for all that. So take a look at these photos and see what you think. Okay, so the reason I panned across my peach tree is because my eyes were swerving away up into my peach tree while I was here earlier, before I showed you those photos. And the reason being is because a squirrel had went up my tree, okay? And with the amount of squirrels in my neighborhood, and I have a peach tree, I have become pretty protective of those peaches. Okay, I'm waiting. I have 2 more weeks to wait for these peaches, okay? Okay, granted, there's probably about 150 peaches on there, more for one person and his wife, but even still, I took the time to do it. But anyway, it's beside the point. Okay, so those were the photos that I wanted to show you. I had the Kent mirror that I showed, some that were over and underexposed and perfect. And then I had the Tri-X, which were a little over, under exposed or even perfect, okay? And of the two, I really haven't settled on anything yet, except for that in the compact camera, the Freedom 2 memory maker that I was using from Minolta, the Kent mirror didn't really fare out well because it was pretty inconsistent. And I lost a couple of shots because of it. But hey, it could be also in the processing too. So I can't really blame everything on the film because I'm new to developing as well. So I can't blame everything on that. Okay, right now in my development, I'm using the Ilfosol 3, okay, which I might try to go to the Kodak D76, and maybe give a powder developer a little play and see how that works out. I was mostly thinking about that because if I switch to the Kodak T-Max 100, I might want to use a Kodak product to develop it as well. And so maybe it'll make a difference. Maybe it won't, maybe it will, but we're going to find out. I'm going to do a lot of experimenting with this stuff until I get the right combination, the right match, okay? And that is my goal at this point. So, yeah, so thank you for watching this. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave comments. Leave comments. Criticism is my friend right now, and I need a lot of it. So don't be scared to say something negative to me, but I appreciate compliments as well. Thank you very much. Don't forget to hit the button.